The FIFINE Ampligame H9 headset is honestly right out the box, probably one of the most dynamic headsets you can get for this price range. Having the ability of 3.5 millimeter USB connections and even virtual 7.1 surround sound really allows for full customization, full control over any experience you're looking to deliver. Now, when I was contacted, they were interested in my more side of FPS gaming, but I even wound up using this game and lending it out to friends and family where they played on the Nintendo Switch, they played some single player games, they used it for traveling on their phones and stuff, and ultimately together it came out to be a great success for them in those areas too. My audio setup is very thought out. I'm currently, my normal headset is an Astro A50, and to that I run a optical cable that I get my game audio from. So I have like that very sharp, directional, nice sounding game. It's wireless. It's been there. Like I have my two PCs, so everything is very like. I took a long time to set up my audio, and so for me, I felt like this was my perfect audio setup. Then I go ahead and receive this headset, and I realize that there is still so much more out there that I could even be looking for and that I've even been missing out on. So the Amplagame, the H9, truly gave me an experience that I don't think I could have imagined for. Having a headset that is so customizable and so dynamic with anything you need to use it for is something I felt like I've almost been looking for so long. Now, my only criticism of it is that it's wired, but the wired aspect of it is what also makes it so dynamic. So why not at that point? If you're looking for something that you can take on the go, if you can play your Switch on, if you can reliably play Call of Duty S&D, if you can play Overwatch, you can play Siege with games like that, this headset for the price of the US tag of like $37 before tax and everything, it's this is definitely something you should be worth looking into. So my setup, the way I was testing out the Ampligate, I did it with two ways. I just did the USB normally plugged in, but in the clips you're seeing here, I actually was able to use the 3.5 extension, or the 3.5 jack on the headset, and I plugged it into a mix amp that I had, and that allowed me to have full control still of my streaming setup, which allowed me to hear my audience, which allowed to hear my friends in Discord, which allowed to hear notifications and music and everything like that. So if you're a streamer and you're looking for something that can work with your multiple computer setup, this is also something you should look into. It plugs right in, it works right away, and it just does its thing. And even adding it to my stream setup, it was seamless. It was plugs right in, and I still get a fantastic audio direction. My lefts and rights were absolutely crisp when I needed them to. I've never felt so confident playing an S&D in my life in Call of Duty. And even when playing games like Siege has been known to not have the most perfect of audio. And I'll be honest, there's probably not that many clips in here, if not any, for Siege, because while I was reviewing this, the servers were down a lot. So it was just me disconnecting. But from the time I literally got to sit down and the experiences I did have with the headset in that game, it made me feel more confident in a game that sometimes doesn't have the most trustworthy of engines when it comes to sound. This headset gave me a proper direction and feeling of something that I didn't know could even be replicated or fixed in just by a simple device, which was really nice. And then coming back into Overwatch, having to manage and listen for all those cooldowns, communications, everything, a very hectic and loud game. I was very impressed by the way the headset was able to send off, split, and allow just that the communication line, the game line, and everything else somehow was all together, but I could still feel confident in what I was hearing through all on top of each other, if that sort of makes any sense. I'll elaborate a little bit more each on the in-depth when we go into it. But so far, this headset been absolutely fantastic and a treat to use. So let's go ahead and we're going to talk about the ergonomics of it, how I felt with it, using it for long periods of time, and everything else like that. So talking about the ergonomics and everything, truly like, as you can see, I got a big head. We got to get that right out the way first. So a lot of this review can also be like from a person who has struggled to find headsets that fit their large cranium, and even myself with my Astros here, right? Main reason I'm still using Astros, and you can even see I have it taped on top, not because it's broken, but my head is so big that it will pop out the headband on it. So I often do struggle to find comfort and just sort of this like nice environment with the headset. And honestly, this is where I was really worried about this headset because I was like, "Is this thing gonna fit my head? Is my head going to break this headset?" I had right here, Steel Series. All right, I had the Arctis Series Pro, broken. It cracked. You can kind of see there. So having a headset or a head that is not headset friendly truly was see that the nice material here, where this is actually a metal instead of like a plastic or something, where the support inside just allows me to be flexible and have that comfort to put on here. Now, when you put on the headset, the ear cuffs immediately. The one thing I will say about my headset, and this is probably also due to my big head, is that because the headset does stretch around my head and I have to keep it, I don't even have to really keep it max, which is nice. I can keep it looser if you want to, depending on how it is, which does show has like nice range and flexibility to it. But the ear cuffs themselves are a little bit more shallow and not as deep as my A50s. And that would be like the difference in that would probably be like my biggest complaint that I've had so far is having ear cuffs that are so open and wide. I've never experienced ear fatigue. So even but streaming for 6 to 8 hours like I did while reviewing these, my ears only began to feel uncomfortable after that 8 hour session. So realistically, if you're gaming for longer than 8 hours and you have a large head like mine, you might run into issues where your ears might feel warm and sore after. But unless you're in a very small circumstance like I am, ironic, small, big head, I know. But this truly allowed me to feel comfortable. I still felt good. And even after I was done, like gaming, I was still able to take off my headset like I normally do. And like my ears weren't like in excruciating pain. They weren't even really in pain. They were just hot. And then I became fatigued. Right. So overall, it's breathable, it's light, it cuffs your head. Now, it does make you feel muffled. Now, I'm probably speaking louder, now taking off the headset, like I can hear myself more, but this really does enclose and encapsulate you within your space of audio. So, if you're a loud talker or something, you might have to get used or maybe have like a mic playback or something so you're not getting too loud. But other than that, this sits comfortably. It's nice. It's got the little smiley face on it. It's adorable. Now, I got just my wires coming across here for my setup, but the wire has a decent length to it. While in 3.5 mode is what I have it in, but it has a very long cable when you do plug in for USB control that allows you to have that 7.1 surround sound as well, which we will talk about audio and the microphone review right now. So now we'll be doing an audio test here in with the Fine Fight H9. The headset is a 3.5 connection that you can plug in and out of the headset at your will, depending on if you want to talk or not, depending if you have a different sort of setup, so you don't have the microphone in your face. But it is a condenser microphone, so really standard headset that you'll need, but nothing crazy that like OBS is using anything higher than that. It does the job perfectly. Gaming, it fits in just nice. It does have a nice simple audio system that you'll see in the little screenshots I have coming up and the B roll that we took of the headset showing off. It's nice. You'll see the cable at a certain point where it has a nice clip you can even put on your shoulder or like attached to your shirt or something that you can control your volumes with, go up and down on your microphone sounds, up and down your listening sounds. A simple mute switch on the side here for all your needs of whatever you need to mute yourself because you got to eat chips or something, you know what I mean? But overall, a really nice, simple headset, a nice sounding microphone. It's not something too terrible. It's not something perfect, but it does get the job done. It's clear. It's perfect. Just what you need for your simple gaming needs. Now, if you are on computer, you can set up your own playback to listen to yourself. If you are more like that sort of talkback cable that you're listening to, it doesn't have that feature built in. At least to my knowledge, for console and for Xbox and PS4 and PS5. But ultimately, it's still a nice experience. You can still control yourself. You still have all the dynamics that you need for your simple, easy gaming experience. And the wire itself has an extreme amount of length to it. So it's really nice. It can make yourself really comfortable at your setups. And it's very easy to keep mobile and nice and just simple and light. At the end of the day, the H9 truly was an experience that for something with this budget point of a headset. No flashiness, no glitter, no real nothing. Just a headset, virtual 7.1 surround sound, a fantastic sounding microphone. That last segment, even post editing it now, It took me a moment, like, I had to go back in Audacity just to, like, smack the headset, flick it just to make sure it was that headset. That is a very nice sounding condenser headset. Simple USB connection, it gets the job done, it sounds great, it's articulate, it's exactly what you need. A headset that does it all, and it can do it all for a fantastic price. I have truly enjoyed my time and experience with the H9. It is something that I'm looking forward to even using now in the future, something I can just add to a setup that I know has a good piece of hardware that I can rely on, even if, say, my main audio system fails or I need to bring in a headset for a guest or something along those lines. This headset is something for me as a content creator that I know I can rely on and trust. And even as a gamer, something that allowed me to feel on top of my game, felt comfortable. You get a new piece of hardware, you feel like, all right, you have to get used to a couple things, you have to tweak with it. This thing truly, I plugged it right in and it just worked. It did everything I needed to, and I couldn't be more satisfied with it. So if you guys are interested, the link is down below. If you want to pick it up, there is a discount code that's literally on the website as you go to checkout. It comes in the colors of pink, white, and black. Thank you once again for FiFINE for sending this out for me. I truly appreciate it. If you guys are interested, once again, down below in the description. Thank you guys for tuning in. Any questions you guys, please do leave in the comment section. I don't normally do sort of tech reviews like this, so I'm new to this experience. If there's any questions or concerns, maybe something I messed up, please do let me know, and I will happily clarify and answer down below. Appreciate it again. I've been Moose, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.